It's easy to think of water as this infinite resource that just shows up when we turn on the tap. But for millions and millions of people, that's just not reality. Today, we're diving into the critical water situation in Brazil, and we're going to look at two very different solutions, one that's been around forever and another that's straight out of science fiction.
And, really, it doesn't get more fundamental than this. Without the presence of water, there is no life. This is the core truth, the absolute bedrock of the entire challenge we're about to explore. And here is where that challenge becomes devastatingly real. 49 million. That's the number of people in Brazil who don't have adequate sanitation. And this isn't just an infrastructure problem, right? It's a massive public health crisis, and honestly, an incredible waste of a resource we literally can't live without.
So, where do you even begin to fix something like that? Well, the first solution is an idea that's actually ancient, but it's more important now than ever. It's simply reusing our water. The idea is simple, but the impact could be huge. So what is water reuse? It's pretty much what it sounds like. Instead of taking wastewater, cleaning it up, and then just dumping it back into a river, we treat it to a certain standard and then give it a second job. It's all about getting smarter with every single drop. And this isn't some crazy futuristic idea. Reused water is perfect for all sorts of things we do every day. I mean, think about it. Why on earth would we use pristine, drinkable water to cool down machinery in a factory or to wash a city bus? It just doesn't make sense. The goal is to match the quality of the water to the job it needs to do. And check out how simple this can be in the real world. A bus company, Viação Santa Brígida, set up this brilliant little water loop. They collect rainwater and the water from washing their buses. Then they separate out the gunk, treat it, and just use it again to wash more buses. It's a totally closed loop. It saves a ton of fresh water, and it saves them a ton of money. It's a win-win. Okay, so the idea is simple, it's effective, and the tech is already there. So the big question is Brazil actually doing this on a large scale? Well, the answer is a bit of a letdown.
And wow, this chart really tells the story, doesn't it? Brazil reuses just 1.5% of its treated wastewater. Compare that to the European average of 13%. That is a massive, massive gap. It's so much potential just literally going down the drain.
But look, it's not all doom and gloom. There are these amazing pockets of innovation popping up. In Vitória, they're turning sewage into a product they can sell to factories. In Ceará, they're making ultra-pure water for green hydrogen production. And out in rural areas, even simple systems are changing lives for small farmers. So progress is happening. It's just not everywhere.
Because then you get the other side of the coin. A city like São João del Rei, which has no formal policy for this at all. And now, one of its main water sources is failing, and huge parts of the city could literally run out of water. This is what happens when there's no plan. This is the real-world cost of doing nothing.
So if the simple, proven solution is having a hard time getting off the ground, maybe we need to look in a different direction. Maybe we need to look to the future. And that brings us to a concept that could change, well, everything. It's called Water 4.0. You've probably heard of Industry 4.0, right? The whole smart factory revolution? Well, Water 4.0 is that exact same idea, but for our water systems. We're not just talking about sticking a few sensors on some pipes. We're talking about networking the entire system, every machine, every process, into one intelligent grid.
So what does that actually look like? Well, it's built on a few key technologies. First, you've got the Internet of Things, or IoT. That just means smart meters and sensors everywhere, constantly gathering data. Then, you need powerful analytics to make sense of all that data in real time. And finally, you link it all together, treatment plants, pipes, even the taps in your home, into one big smart water grid.
And here's why that's a game changer. It's a total shift in how we think about water management. Right now, most places use a reactive model. A pipe bursts and we scramble to fix it, we react. Water 4.0 creates a predictive model. It lets us see problems before they happen, so we can fix them before they become disasters.
Okay, this all sounds pretty cool in theory, but what does a smart water grid actually do? How does all this digital tech solve real-world physical problems? Let's take a look.
So problem number one, leaks. An insane amount of treated water is just lost from old leaky pipes. With Water 4.0, smart algorithms can analyze tiny pressure changes across the whole system. They can find a weak spot, a micro leak, long before it turns into a geyser erupting in the middle of the street.
Next up, energy. Pumping water around a city costs a fortune in electricity. Instead of just running the pumps on full blast 24/7, machine learning can actually predict demand.
It knows when everyone's about to wake up and take a shower, and it can adjust the pump speeds in real time to use the absolute minimum amount of energy needed.
And this brings us right back to making water reuse safer. A normal lab test for water quality can take days to get results back. Days! In that time, anything could happen. But with Water 4.0, you have what are called soft sensors, basically smart algorithms that monitor water quality instantly. If they detect a problem, the system can automatically divert that water, protecting public health in a split second. So we've got this simple, proven idea of water reuse on one hand, and this incredibly powerful, futuristic vision of Water 4.0 on the other. The path forward for Brazil, and really for all of us, isn't about choosing one. It's about using both.
It really boils down to a two-pronged attack. First, you have to act locally. Get those simple, low-cost reuse systems, like the one at the bus depot, up and running everywhere. They can make a difference right now. And at the same time, you have to think digitally. Start rolling out Water 4.0 tech to make the whole system smarter and get way more out of the infrastructure you already have.
Which really leaves us with this final question. For generations, the answer to water problems has always been to just build more stuff. More dams, more pipelines, more concrete. But maybe the real answer isn't about building more, but about building smarter. It's a huge question, and for Brazil and the rest of the world, we're going to need an answer very, very soon.